About a decade ago, I stumbled upon a little game that stayed with me ever since. It's called Endless Express. Later expanded into a more ambitious project titled The Endless Express. This game is a short, surreal experience where you find yourself in the shoes of someone who's missed their stop and ended up on the wrong train. But this wrong turn turns out to be the start of a pretty fascinating adventure. The game opens with you waking up in a peaceful, hilly grassland, and right away you're introduced to a quirky and intriguing world. You start catching train after train, trying to find your way home, but instead of rushing, you're encouraged to explore these increasingly diverse and mysterious environments. The world is populated with lively 2D characters, reminiscent of the Japanese yokai, those mysterious, ghostly apparitions. Each stop feels more surreal than the last, from desolate, flooded areas to dark, cavernous places. What really hooked me about this game, though, is how it encourages exploration. There are no strict objectives other than catching the next train, and even that isn't forced on you. The trains run all the time, so you're not pressured into hurrying up or trying to win. Instead, the joy of Endless Express comes from simply wandering through these worlds, taking in the atmosphere, and soaking up the artistry of the environments. To me, it feels like the game is all about appreciating the journey rather than rushing to the destination. Though I'll admit, I'm not sure if that's what the intended message was by the developer. Even though Endless Express doesn't offer a traditional story or obvious message, it hits me with a unique style. The open-endedness, the slow pacing, and the diverse environments all invite you to find your own interpretation of the experience. It's the kind of game where if you want to rush through it, you can. But if you prefer to take your time, explore every nook and cranny, it's built for that too. And that's what makes it special to me. The Endless Express, not to be confused with its predecessor. The Endless Express was intended to be a fully fledged version of the prior game, although development never quite reached the finish line, with the developers stating that the game was too large of scope for them to finish at the time. Though I feel what we received can still be considered a complete project. When I first played The Endless Express, it was over 8 years ago. I was once again drawn into the world of train stations and strange stops, each with its own atmosphere and unique characters. Some of these characters even had little side stories, adding more depth to the environments. One thing I've always appreciated about this game is the variety of its settings. From the tranquil cherry blossom station to the stormy lighthouse, and even the dark, flooded stop. Each environment feels like its own little world. And while the game is supposed to be a short experience, I found myself spending upwards of hours just enjoying the ambiance. There's one moment though that really stands out to me. At the cherry blossom stop, you meet a group of characters who tell you about a missing friend, Stefan. They ask you to keep an eye out for him during your travels. Sure enough, later on, you find Stefan at the lighthouse stop, and what he says stuck with me. Stefan represents one of the core ideas of the game to me: appreciating the world around you. It's a subtle theme, but one that resonates throughout the Endless Express. After all these years, that's what the game still means to me. But recently, when I replayed it, I discovered something I had never seen before. In what I thought was the second to last environment, I took a lift down, and after interacting with some forgotten characters, I found something unexpected. An open door to an entirely new area. After 8 years, this game still had surprises for me. The ending of The Endless Express aligns perfectly with the message I've always taken from it. The importance of the journey itself. The final moments reinforce this idea, showing travelers who, like me, have come to appreciate the journey. even if their destinations remain ambiguous. But in the end, it reminds us that all journeys must eventually come to a conclusion. As I reached the game's true ending, something I had missed all those years ago, it felt like a gift. A reminder that, just like in my life, the value often lies in the moments in between, and in the exploration, not just the final stop. If you enjoy exploring atmospheric, immersive worlds, The Endless Express is a game I can't recommend enough. Its simplicity, vivid environments, and memorable characters offer a gentle but powerful message. Enjoy the journey, because while life isn't endless, it's up to us to make the trip one worth remembering. Thank you for watching.